Good morning. How we doing? Good morning, everybody. Previously on Kimba TV.
Let's hoot shape, motherfucker. The math is the math.
Hey, but stop the music for a second though. Hey, clip this. We're gonna see 70 or all-time high this week. We need to get into a short this week, I'll tell you that. We need to get into a short this week. And my main focus this week, my main focus for the next 2 to 10 days, 2 to 8 days is to get into a short, a big hedge short. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday, motherfuckers. You know what it is, we gotta fiend it up, y'all. What time is it in Hawaii right now? Fuck, 3:50. Justice says perfect, 886, stop the music. How many of y'all were here yesterday? Damn. There's your pixel perfect bearish retest. It's probably gonna come down to like sweep that. All right. Everything that we talked about yesterday. No surprises, we Gucci. All right, you guys remember what I said about this? Y'all remember what I said about this? We got to be ready for this. Is 5 million a little bit too much for Sol? All right, here we go. You guys remember what we talked about for S&P? What do you guys think about this? So everything was talked about, ladies and gentlemen. Jingao says Sol was not in the highlights. Yeah, I mean, the highlights is literally the bare minimum.
The math is the math.
So I would definitely, make sure to get caught up and watch the whole thing if you're really curious. The highlights are always going to only be like maybe 25, 30%. So if you're just relying on highlights, you're really only getting like 25, 30%. Make sure you watch the whole thing if you have time. While S&P is below the GEX flip, it is blank. While it is above the GEX flip, it is blank. Okay. We don't get bullish on the blank. We get bullish on the blank. What the fuck? Okay, we already talked about everything yesterday. Sounds good? Make sure that you have levels identified to the upside. Make sure you have levels identified to the downside. So every single time it dumps or pumps, you know what level you're looking at. And then you can figure out what the reaction is. Okay? Yesterday, we were talking about, hey, the easiest short would be a bearish retest when it loses one of these levels, whether it's the yellow or the blue. Well, you got a pixel perfect bearish retest right there. Alrighty? Sounds good? Any questions? And then S&P, obviously, we're going to watch the Bugammas today. So first things first, 30-minute candle close above GEX flip. Then we'd be looking for 56.05. All right. CME looks good. Kimba, how low is this going to drop? Oh, my long is fucked. Ah! What? Y'all good? Y'all better quit playing with me. Honestly, I feel like I just woke up and nothing has changed. Like, I just feel like I woke up and nothing's really changed since last night, to be honest. So Gucci Romo, yesterday we identified levels to the upside, levels to the downside. right? So this was over the weekend, right? CME didn't get to do a bullish retest on previous resistance, right? Okay. Remember what we said about S&P yesterday? Is it gonna close 30-minute candle closes above the golden pocket? Turn that into support. Okay, here's Boo Gammas for today. Completely useless. Okay. So you're either in the short that we talked about. Remember, the bearish retest. That's about it. I mean, maybe you scalp the short. Maybe you got a long. But nothing's really changed. If you remember, we wanted to see Boo Gamma. So what does it mean when it's above the GEX flip? What does it mean when it's below the GEX flip? I think there's probably still people that are in shorts from here. Okay? In fact, there are still a little bit more shorts than longs. Okay? In general, lots of shorts here. Do you guys remember what we saw yesterday on EXO? It's about 45 million. So the way that I would look at it is any of this sort of bearish, it's the same as yesterday, to be honest. If you're hella bearish, how many of y'all got back into a short here? You know, if you're hella bearish, I would assume you're shorting all of this. You know, bearish retest of that, bearish retest of this line, bearish retest of this golden pocket, bearish retest of this. And really, like if you're short, if you're bearish, your stop loss is here and you're aiming for this single print, that point of control to get, you're aiming for like here, I would assume, or this to get cleaned. You know? And you're probably doing some shit like this. Maybe like TP1 is here. This isn't really worth it for me. I don't think it's worth it for me. I would much rather take like this being broken. Or, you know, think about anything here really on like a bearish confirmation. Yeah, maybe even if, you know, maybe when it starts to lose VWAP, we could look at it. Yeah, but this is, it doesn't look bearish yet for me for the higher time frame. Remember what I said 2 weeks ago for my head short, what I'm looking for? I just need a good high on Coinbase and CME and S&P and show me that it's going to start to roll over and I'll get into a short. But if they keep leaving like unfinished tops, it's hard for me to short. All right. What is VWAP? Volume weighted average price. Okay. Arrow says, I took a head short actually because I'm overexposed long. Okay. Yeah. I mean, for me, Arrow, Thursday is GDP, Friday is PCE, and next week is FOMC. So, you know, I'm going to be paying attention to S&P a lot. You know, and I did it yesterday too, and I'll do it tomorrow, and I'll do it Thursday, and I'll do it Friday. I need S&P to like show me that the top is in. I need it to convincingly prove to me that, like, doesn't this look like it just picked front ran 7.5 and it's going to turn this bitch into support? I just need S&P to show me we're not going to grab that. Until then, it's hard for me to short biddy. So do you? I've been saying it since yesterday, but when I get into a hedge short, I will tell you guys. But I don't think you guys are going to need me to tell you because it's going to be anticipated. Most likely what's going to happen is it's going to swing fail an area, or it's going to make a good high, and then I'm going to just get in on this Kimba box retrace. So I don't need to say I'm getting in. You guys are already going to know at that point. Yeah, right says, okay, stop the music for a second. Yeah, right says, what do you think about that bull div on the RSI 1 hour time frame? I don't give a shit. It's level to level at this point. Okay? If this is really going to be a, you know, baby dick or Aquaman's trident, then you should have an engulfing candle that at least reaches there. Okay, so you would want that to happen relatively sooner than later, because the longer that you wait, the less probability it will be. So if you're gonna be bullish, you got to get above that. Okay, and then you can already see on full rotation, you had a daily open outside of value area low. Okay, so that means what? If you turn value area low into support, you have assuming that you break the PDEQ and the PDOC, obviously they're stacked. Not only is that stacked, but it's the weekly point of control. So the 66.6 is going to be a pretty interesting level. But once you break that, 67.3 and higher. So bulls, even if you get a pop up to these levels, you have to turn these levels into support. Otherwise, it's useless. Might actually be a good short. All right. It starts with turning value area low into support. All righty. So maybe something like da-da-da, and then here comes the bullish retest. Okay, assuming that holds, you got to break that and turn that into support. And then getting up here, it's going to go higher. Alrighty, so same thing if it would just be the opposite. If you're in a short and you're trying to figure out, holy fuck, where do I need to start maybe shaving? All right, Mercune says daily open above. No, daily open is below. Iruzi says, so I'm either going to wake up to mega juice or baby juice. That's fine. Yep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Because you know what would be hella funny, Iruzi? All this hard work that retail is putting in, getting into nice little shorts and nice little longs, it could mean absolutely nothing when it comes to GDP, because it's going to bing, bing, both of your asses. Yeah. So conceptually speaking, you already know what I want to see if I'm going to be in a big ass short, right? Iruzi, I just need to see good highs on CME and Coinbase and S&P. Okay. Alrighty. But until then, the math is the math, you know? And I'm going to be, look at this. Boy. It just pixel fucked the value area low. Okay. Anyways, any questions, y'all? Patriots, what about you? You good, my boy? How many of y'all are going to be here when I come back? Okay, dope. I mean, are we gonna live papink this hoe or what, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing? Are we live papinking? What are we doing, y'all? Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? So if you get rejected here and you lose daily open, that's bearish. Your ass couldn't even break above. So that's all it is a bearish retest, clean all those short attempts, and then come back down again. So lots of levels. I'm trying to stall as long as I can to just see all this shit together. But for the most part, the anticipation, none of it really changes, yeah? Do you guys remember when we talked about this? Okay, so hold on a second. Hey, so y'all remember when we said, what is it that now I need to see? Is this bullish or not? Is this bullish or not? What has to happen? For me anyways. I don't care if you guys are. Remember when we talked about this? Okay, higher high is in. Game on. Let's see what happens. We know what it has to do. We know what it can't do, you know? And so even if you don't have like any sort of hedge short, you still have plenty of ways that you could do this. Make sense? How many people are hella bearish and you're just like, yo, Kimba, for the love of God, can you just fucking tell me a short entry? Anybody in that scenario? What about longers? For the love of Sato, can you just give me a number for me to put blind limits in? We can actually talk about it right now. You have 16 minutes on the 30-minute candle close. You have 45 seconds on the 5-minute candle close here. How many of y'all were here when we were talking about how to play, what would have to happen when this gets swept? Anybody remember?